Yeah.
How many body counts do you have? Or how
Do
many
people count?
exes do you have? I don't know.
Some people do not count.
Well, you don't count? Why? Because there are too many to count?
No, some body counts do not count as body count.
When was the last time you had sex?
When jumper was being created.
Ameziba. Cobwebs.
I'm fudging.
Ameziba by the way.
I'm fudging.
Cobwebs zimeja. Dear exes.
I am the girl that you never stop talking about. I am the girl you don't forget about. I am the girl who is the girl.
What's up?
Hi.
What's up?
What's up? So guys, welcome back to our podcast.
Ini
yetu by the way.
Karibuni sana. This is another beautiful day. I hope you guys may subscribe by now. Isikuwe tu ati mnatupita. Please recheck kama subscribe.
Yeah,
Today's topic is great. Kama hizo zingine. This is great. So I think Violet will take us through.
Why me?
Because I said that.
Kidogo mtasikia pia nimeambiwa ni crawl hapa.
Because I said that.
Because she said it.
But why have you chosen crawling?
I don't know.
Mambo ya pick yourself mengia kwa kichwa. When you're submissive, you're the sub. I doubt.
Me, I can do both.
You can do both.
Depends. Depends with the person.
Oh yeah?
Kuna mtu na feel
Would you prefer sub?
It depends with the person. There's someone who I just want to give myself to because of the energy they show me. You know, because I'm also a very strong. I have very strong femininity, yeah, and also I tap a lot into my masculine energy, yeah. So there is a person who would come and show me, by the way, your masculine energy, yako. I am the dude, and so that person, I will basically be like, yes, papi, what you got, yeah. But there are others who will be like, whoop,
You are the alpha.
pow, turn around, baby.
Holy mama.
Yes, suck that toe. You better do it better. You better do it like your life depends on it. Have you ever done BDSM?
Not to the extent, not too much, but it's something I really love.
What extent have you done? Have you tied down someone? Is it a yes or a no?
If you're asking me if I have cuffs, I do have cuffs.
Okay, you've used them. That's the question. It's not about if you have cuffs, because you don't have to use cuffs. You can use your belt.
I know.
Yeah. You know, good. Meaning that you put them into
In a
use.
tie or whatever.
Yeah. Which brings us now to the conversation, because you said I should take you through. The conversation is about dear exes. So this is us addressing the exes. I don't know whether we are addressing our exes or we are looking back. I don't know.
I think we are addressing exes in general. We might not look back to a specific ex, but anyway, we're informed by our experiences and other people's experiences, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How many body counts do you have? Or how
Do
many
people count?
exes do you have? I don't know.
Some people do not count.
Well, you don't count? Why? Because there are too many to count?
No, some body counts do not count as body count.
Okay. Anyways.
Some people do not matter. You know, the other day I was talking to someone and they was telling me like, jipeane, you know, peane yo kitu, yada yada. And to me, I cannot waste a body count. It is so hard to know.
When was the last time you had sex?
When jumper was being created.
Pameziba. Cobwebs.
I'm fudging.
Pameziba by the way.
I'm fudging.
Cobwebs zimeja.
I'm fudging. So I was telling that person that I'd hate to waste a body count, but it is so hard to know if you're wasting it or not. You know, and I'm not those girls that would say I'd wait for the 20th night for us to have each other. that one night is enough for me to decide if I want to keep you or not keep you. So mara mob niko tu like I know myself, so I'll not just waste a body count.
Yeah. So are you gosh, I've forgotten the question. Oh, go on.
That's what I thought. I'm sure you are putting me on the spotlight.
Yeah.
So mara mob, I'm not gonna wait. Not because I'm philanderous or anything. It's what I choose, because then if you wait at the end of the day, we'll still have each other.
Yeah.
How about Malise and Jue if I'm wasting my time with
At least for once we kind of are like on the same page. Because if I see you tonight and I'm like, you're smashing hard, and you look like I can cheat.
I'll go for you. I can use you for sex actually.
Is it using though?
It can, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Like my needs, I do not come from the school of thought where a woman should wait to ask for sex. To be asked for sex.
Yeah.
I come from a school of thought, if I really want to smash that,
you will do. It's what you want, you're going
the
for
night
it.
doesn't have to end.
True. You don't have to wait for a second day. True.
No. Hiyo day ndio najua sasa kama huyu atakuwa boyfriend ama kama atakuwa tu be gone. Yeah, because if we are dating we are starting to see each other in, because of course you meet different people in different terms. Kuna when you meet in terms of it's just friendship, like you already know this is stamped as ubeshte tu. Then kuna wale there's possibilities. So you do not want a limp boyfriend.
Yeah.
Uko tu like, if it's a boyfriend, lazima ikuwe fire, mwaki.
Lazima acha tuonje tusikie.
Kind of kiendanga. Yeah, because kasi mwaki, pass. And to me, I do not count.
No, it means that you can actually listen to this song however you want. Yeah? This song kind of sounds like it's a complaint, right? Like complaining about the dad being so fire that they can now,
Yes.
But you can also Nani ajirete dikamugerie. This is just a remix.
Akulipe. So kuna wenye the way you've asked body count, there are people who do not matter. There's a body count that doesn't matter. It didn't count. Mbona nikupatie cheo of my count?
Yeah.
That's why should that count?
Yeah, it's true.
But experience equal. My experience, I can be higher.
It's true. Do you still keep friendships with your exes or your person who in Asia?
There's only 2 exes of mine currently. We are not in good terms.
Mm-hmm.
The others, we really have mutual respect. We respect each other's partners. When someone has a partner, there are others who are so close, like my closest friends.
Yeah.
Like when I'm going through it, I'd feel free to tell them. Mm-hmm. When I have meltdowns, when I'm at my worst, they come through for me without even second guessing. Like my first boyfriend is a really good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
A really good friend of mine.
That's good. It takes a lot of maturity.
It does.
With your guys, I mean, with your significant other, and say, it's not working for us romantically.
Yeah.
But human-wise and as friends, we are really good friends. So we could actually put an end to this. And sometimes I get there. I look into a relationship and see, okay, how is it going? Yeah. And then I start looking at the future, and then you're like, it looks like if this continues the way it's continuing, in the long run, we might end up hitting each other. And I would rather keep the friendship that we have. Because most of the time, if I'm choosing to have a relationship with a guy, if we're not friends, we can't have a relationship.
That's actually, I was telling someone, Judy, the other day, like we need to cultivate our friendship before anything else. Yeah. Because if we can't be friends, there's nothing else we can work out around anything.
I can have sex anywhere in the world, anywhere.
Sex is the easiest thing to get. When I talk about it, piga nduru mbili. Ya pili itakuwa imeisha.
Piga nduru niko tu.
You get them.
So it's important for us to be friends.
And on exes again, I think sometimes it might take a while before you people come back to a place where you're mature enough to do life together.
Yes.
Because like me, this first boyfriend, it has taken, I'd say, years for us to come around to a place where I actually love you. But as my brother, we have this past.
Yes.
but that past is what strengthens us, and we know we cannot go there. We are not those people.
Yeah.
You did your mistakes, I did mine, but I'm no longer angry at you.
Yeah.
We've learned. You're where you are today because of all the mistakes that we've done.
Yeah.
And we laugh about so many things. Yeah.
But then again, when you're friends with someone, you kind of get torn between closure and confusion. When you really love someone as a friend, when you're friends with your significant other, because you get to a point where you want to break up with them, but you don't want to break
their hearts.
Not even their heart. You don't want to lose their friendship. And so you cannot be like, okay, let's take some time apart. Let's stop seeing each other. We're just friends. And then all of a sudden, yes, you meet them as friends, and you're like,
I think it depends on what
and then you're back to scratch. You're back to square one.
I think it depends on where you left things at.
Yeah.
Because like for me, this was my first boyfriend ever. He's not someone I'd want to have, but it's someone that I give these eye like, he's really grown.
Yeah.
And of course, there are those things that might flash in my head, but nothing that I'll work on or act on. Because I respect him. He might be dating at the moment or something, but we like, what we have now is bigger than a momentarily a pleasure. Or it might not even be pleasurable. You know?
Yeah. Do you ever meet?
Yeah, we meet.
Like during casual events or like privately, let's have lunch. Or
he's these people like, hey, someone is leaning to apeleka nina chamba lunch.
That's nice.
He's intentional.
He's
an intentional friend.
I like that. Awesome.
We talk about so many things for hours. Anaweza kuwa away and pigie call even for 2 hours. He's an intentional friend.
Do you have exes who stop you?
Look at me. What's not to talk?
And I can talk to left, right, and center.
Kuna wale wenye wanajua mimi ni mali safi and they cannot replace all this, so they keep checking on us.
But which one was the weirdest?
It was someone who was abusive, and I left, and they kept tabs on me. Like, it is so easy for anyone to follow a business person. You know where my shop is, you know the kind of a car I drive, you know my home where I've moved back to. So you want to get me, it's so easy for you to get me. So I had to get them a restraining order.
So they kept following you?
They'd follow me, nimeona unafanya hivi na hivi na hivi. Yada. So it got to a place where I was no longer safe and I had to take that.
Yeah. And where did you get the restraining order for people who want to follow?
No, it was
the police.
No, ilikuwa matters of the law. Okay. It was legal, like everything is legal from a lawyer.
So you guys
but I had already sorry?
You guys were dating?
Yeah, seriously.
And then you broke up because he was being abusive. Yeah. And then after that he was still stalking you.
Yes. Okay. To date, even actually when he learned I was pregnant with a baby, he sent even a lot of money. And I had to refund the money because these are not the kind of monies you want to get tied to. He was like, I want you and that baby is also mine. I'll take care of the baby. And you know that's someone now who's not mentally okay. Like I'll marry you, I don't mind. Nini. It's these people who don't. I don't want to say move on, but then I think there's a thin line between moving on and obsession. But then, I mean, it is me. How do you move on from here? Guys, dear exes. Dear exes. No, you know the problem with men. Let's be honest with you. The problem with men, once you're dating, they think they can always have you. Once you're out of the picture, wanarokota takataka zote wako tu like, ni kama ile mali ilikuwa mali safi. I was privileged to have that woman. There are people I've seen taking women cheating on them on my face, and I'm like, clap. I'm like, yes, I'd never cheat.
There are women cheating on you.
Men cheating on me with a woman. Then they take that woman because quote unquote they are better people because they're not as strong-headed as Njoki. Doki Dogo, and you always, most of the time, you wanna hit it because you're a pretty woman, you have your shit going. They how is in mind an easy pussy. Let's put it like that. Like by an easy pussy, it means I'm just coming in. There's no responsibilities. There's nothing. It's for fun. You know.
I wouldn't mind that.
Boundaries is where I say no. and make sure my no stands on the no.
Yeah.
It's not a no where I start kissing them.
Yeah.
It's not a no where I start fraternizing on messages and all that.
Yeah.
Those are the boundaries that I keep, and I make sure I'm so clear on them. In as much as a discussion might come up when in a group about sex, I'll make sure my communication is not mixed up in anything.
And are these boundaries that come up just naturally, because some boundaries are drawn by just saying, by just deciding I'm not gonna call, I'm not gonna answer. Just by just deciding you're not gonna do some things, and some boundaries coming by you guys sitting down and deciding this is the direction the relationship is going, and this is what and what we can do, and this is what and what we can't do. Because there's a friend of mine who was telling me that whenever he has to break up with a girlfriend, they have to take up a breakup trip. Can you believe it? I was like,
we break up with you so many times.
Exactly my point.
I break up with you on the trip when you're coming back, baby. I changed
my mind. That's exactly what I was saying.
Baba, we broke
So do you take these trips to go and just sit down and decide, okay, we are breaking up, this is do we want to continue being friends, and if we're going to continue being friends, what are some of the boundaries that we are putting in place? Or do you go on vacation to just have some breakup sex? I don't know.
I think for me and my exes, it is things that come up. It's not that we sit down and say this conversation itakuja ama tu a joke like I don't know, fine baki malia wenyewe. Can we, because men will always try like na siezi mind na baki I never. But then now with time, as we've grown, because some of them have started having kids and having significant others, we now have on our talks ako like, hey, by the way, these and these, meaning like, by the way, don't be saying this, don't be doing this, because it comes from a really good place in my heart. Like, I feel once you say this, it doesn't, because I'm not the person to keep texting you and deleting, that already looks bad on me. So it's things that we talk about, like, I'm saying, hey, leo nakuja lunch na nani, these and these and these are the boundaries, so they always come up depending on how the relationship goes.
And how do you pass information to your exes on deciding, not even your exes, your significant other right now, and knowing that, okay, I need to break up with this person? And when do you know that you need to break up with this person? So
I think as an adult, because right now it's when I'm an adult, I've never, have I ever? Actually, I have. Most of the breakups that have happened, they've happened because I've been treated badly, or someone has disrespected me, someone has abused me, someone is cheating. I always know, like, no matter how much I push for this, because mentally I want something to work, eventually in my mind I always know, like, this is a breakup. And I don't like breakups of ghosting. I hate ghosting. So far, the mature people, niko too, like, this cannot work. Or someone else can tell me this is not working. It doesn't have to be me breaking up with them. So things like that.
So majority of the times you've had to, like, break up with people because of them not being kind.
And cheating. Or someone really loving on me, but the vibe is not like, I don't want them like that.
And how do you find closure?
I've come to appreciate the fact that you'll not always get closure, and that is life. That is just life, because sometimes you try to get closure, it fucks you up. You're back to the chain link. You're back to being cheated on. Because as for women, not even women, as humans, there's safety in familiarity. The person that you've really been having sex with, the person that you've been doing life with, you want them. You don't want to start afresh. Because that is a safety space, especially if the sex was bomb, if life was just happy. You keep for getting the bad things that they did or the bad thing that you did to them, you start linking yourself to the good things, and you always want to go back to those. So the familiarity, akili, you just have amnesia in these other things, but the good things go to like, I remember the good times, So you want to link yourself to the good times, but in reality, was it really good? It wasn't good, but your brain wants to, your safety brain side wants you to remember that, so that you go back to what you're familiar with. Our traumas love familiarity, and that's why you're told, look back at all your exes, there's something similar, because you're familiar to those traumas. Are they really red flags? They're not red flags. So many of these red flags have become so familiar to us
we fall back to them.
Yeah, and you're like, I know how to manage
I'm familiar to this guy, but are you really familiar? You're just familiar to the traumas.
Especially when we tell ourselves that it's better the
devil you know
than the angel you don't know. Well, sometimes too, but sometimes
most
you keep running
times
to the devil because you feel that's the devil you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. For my many experiences of dating, many. Many. When I say many, I mean many. It's only 3 of them that I have had a really bad falling out. Like a really, really bad falling out. And looking back, I'm like, and it is every time I try to settle down with someone. I don't know.
It's always that!
I don't know.
Me too. It's
every
always that serious moment.
Someone, then things get out of control, and
it's always those that you want to settle down with.
It becomes abusive, you know. You start taking advantage of situations. It starts being manipulative. But whenever I'm just, you know, dating someone, we're having fun and everything. There's no expectations. We're not looking to get married. We're not looking to have kids. We're not looking at meeting families and whatever.
The goal is just fun.
It's just so good. It's just so fun. And then eventually you feel, oh, the vibe has changed. No, the things I like to do, you don't like anymore. I am attracted to something new, you know. And then you're like, oh, things are not going the way they should. Let's end it here. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Let's go. We're good. But we are settling down.
The devil comes and dances isikuti.
It becomes very scary. And very scary to settle
down. For me, all of them, like the most traumatic ones are also the people that I've really wanted to settle down with. The people that not have wanted, the people that we try to settle down with.
Yeah.
But someone, there's a reel that was saying, if you want to know your demonic side or your meanest side, is when you're in marriage with someone. I think in your situation, marriage, it brings out all the negative characteristics, and that's why people really need to navigate marriage with caution, because everyone is always on the defense. Not literal ngumi, but everyone is always up in arms, like I'm defending this with my life, you're defending that with you. So man, marriage is a lot. Marriage is a lot. I applaud people who've been married for a minute and they have a healthy way of doing things.
There is a friend of mine, her name is Sarah. They have a podcast around the married life. I think we should have a conversation with them.
That would be nice.
We get an insight of what it is, how it looks like in the inside. You know, we are out here looking from the outside, judging.
Until uko ndani.
Pointing fingers until you're inside. And probably there's so many lessons and joys and maybe pains that we could learn from them. Yeah.
So guys, let us, we've talked a lot about exes and experiences. Let us look at some ways, some healthy methods of navigating ex-ship. Relationship, ex-ship. How you move forward, how you do all these things in a healthy way. Women, we are talking healthy way. I think the funny thing about exes, now we are talking about these are exes that we've not had major entanglements in life, but then we're in a place where we now have major exes when you walituachia tu mzigo, you know. So I'm always wondering, because I don't want to say I'm very new in this, but I am like class 8 months plus 9 about 17 months. I'm like, this is an ex, how do I navigate? Because these other exes hatuna anything attached to like forever. So niujiuliza like, Njoki, how you gonna navigate this? Because at this point I'm talking from a point where we are not together. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I'm not even hopeful about anything like that. But Nico like, how do we navigate this in a healthy manner? Because in as much as we are saying dear exes, it is always easier said than done when someone hasn't left a child with you.
So how are you maneuvering that now?
I still don't know if I'm maneuvering. I think we are in a phase where
you wake up every day and you see his face
and his demeanor.
The face is, it's not a burden. I'm not saying it's a burden. It's not a burden, but it is.
But it is because it nikamzigo literally.
So you wake up in the morning
mzigo.
and you see his face and you're like,
His whole being, Jamba's fingers, Jamba's feet. Niko tu like, where? There's a time I was just like, how about you navigate this through him just being, you guys being friends, you guys being cordial. But for us to get to such a place, it takes a lot of maturity. And to me, getting to that place, it's not a cordiality for me to ask for money or for me to tell you to raise the boy. No, it's just for me to create this environment of where mwenye mtoto, we are not vile. Mwenye mtoto sitakuwa nasikia ati alisema hii nonsense, alifanya hii nonsense. I wish we'd get to that point of maturity. You don't feel like praising your son, well and good. You don't feel like this and this, but I do not have to be your enemy because I'm so busy raising your child for me to be your for me to even think about vendetta on you. Like sina nguvu, I'm a tired mother. I wish we'd get to that place where, and even I don't know, it's such a thin line because most men, they want to have you and have all the benefits. They do not, I think they might not know how to navigate of this is my baby mama, this is my child, and she's still my friend.
How has it been for you? Has it been easy, like thinking of navigating that with Gigi?
Is it easy? I don't know. Because it never bothers me. He's not in my life, he's not in my life. Plus, he's not in my son's life, so I don't have to think of him every day. I see his eyes on my son every day. And I'm like, wow.
That it is what it is.
It is what it is. You cannot take back your story. But I know I want to make sure that I take my son back to his country because my son is from Sudan, Khartoum. It's a shame that there is war now, but I want to make sure that one day I will take him back to see his country, to see where he's from, see his family, see how his people behave. But looking at the child and thinking that he reminds me of that stupid fucker.
Do you think it's easier for you because maybe countries are not close, he's not in the country and yada yada?
I think so. Yes, it is. One, he's not in the country, so I cannot bump into him anywhere. But also
or even his family, you can't.
I don't have to deal with in-laws. I don't have in-laws issues.
Do you even call them in-laws? Okay, for lack of a better word.
They are in-laws because they are the aunties and relatives to my son. They are in-laws.
I thought in-laws it's a marital, but now
even after you divorce, you're still their in-laws because you have a connection. The son might ask you where's the family, and you also want to make sure that he's not even connected. He's aware of his lineage because you also want to avoid any intermarriages in the family. Although he's from a Muslim family, which is allowed to marry your cousin and whoever, but you also want to be aware when you're doing these things, especially because he's been raised in a different culture where we don't intermarry in our families. So if he got married into a family and then later on realized that it was a cousin, it would not sit well with him. So it's nice to just
know your people.
To know his people.
And that takes a lot of maturity too on your end. Despite all that, these are his people. But I feel sometimes it gets easier when people are not around your faces. Like you're not like me, tunatembea Africa, you meet someone. You walk this, kuna familia fulani. You do this, kuna mtu. I think. But then again, it takes maturity for both people, both families, to know where boundaries lie. This child is yours as well, but then you have boundaries.
What are some of the routines that have helped you like move on from that?
For me, I think this comes to closure. And I think these are some of the saddest things that you might always not get the closure. Sometimes you'd want to even talk with someone. There's a mom, Leo, Amanda therapy, and she's telling me how she's really unwilling. I want to get this closure. I love this guy, but I don't want him back.
So one way is to get therapy.
Therapize. And if you can't afford therapy, I think kuna free therapy in Mathare Hospital.
Not even just not even just even in churches. There are
I have a problem with church therapies because they Christianize everything. Like be realistic. Be realistic. This is a real life issue. Yes, you can modernize and Christianize everything, but please tukue real.
Yeah, it's true.
Tukue real. Because uko unambia your evangelist or the person counseling you, like, I have sex urges. I miss this man. I miss the sex that we had with him. Mungu anakusema, be realistic.
And then they start taking advantage.
Yeah. Or they take advantage of you, nakwambia, dear sister, worry not.
You know, this has opened a really big wound. I don't know whether it's a wound. Kwanza vile umeniguza hapo chumvi. Hebu guza ukiniambia pole. Gently, vizuri.
Pole.
Sasa. So, there was this one time I was seeing a therapist. Why was I seeing the therapist? During COVID, I moved. I don't know whether we are digressing, but in the same place.
We are on therapy as healing.
I moved from the city to the village, and I was building what I call Corona house, right? And then so I had issues with the fundis. The whole process was not easy. It was not easy for me to just wake up one morning and decide, I'm just gonna go and live.
Your entire life has changed.
Yeah, I used to be a city girl. I was the city girl, and then all of a sudden I just want to be a village girl, and all of a sudden I want to build a mabati house and live in a mabati house. Like, people are looking at me like, we thought you were cool and everything, now you're going to live in a mabati house, shame on you. And someone called me and said, are you really building a mabati house? Yet uchague drum houses. Anyway, so it was emotionally draining, and here I am trying to convince myself that this is a bold move for us, it's a good move for us, making sure that we're watching tiny house, make sure that we prepare ourselves. And I was like, you know what, I could do therapy to help me navigate this whole process. Somehow, this therapist ended up preying on me.
Oh, wow.
The guy started manipulating me. I don't know whether it's hypnotizing me. And at one point, he called me. So he would call me and say, I used to date every Thursday. I used to go and do therapy every Thursday. And then he would call me and say, hey, Wanjiko, you remember that we have a therapy session tomorrow at this time? And I'm like, yes, that's fine, I'll come. And whenever I would feel that I'm in a really bad place and our session is not due, I would call Ali and be like, oh, look, this and this is happening. Do you have a minute to talk? Can you see me earlier? And then if it's something we can handle through the phone, we could do. Or if it's something we can do later on, we could do. And then one time I called him and I had a pressing issue and I said, I need your help. Tell me how to navigate this. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm in the middle of something. I will let you know. The guy calls me and tells me, how about I see you on this particular day? Come to the office and then we speak. Now, initially, the guy had tried to get me to loosen up because I'm not a person who speaks freely. And especially when I realize that you're trying to get into my head, I kind of block out. So most of the times you'll find me in a room with a therapist, and in the beginning, before I trust them, it would be me questioning them, trying to get where they are instead of the other way around. And so he'll be like, oh, maybe I should invite you out to a bar and have you drink something, whatever you like to drink, so that you can open up. And I was like, okay, no, for me, I was like, maybe it's a trick that he uses on his clients to get them to open up. This guy tells me, come on this particular day. These are not our days that we meet. He's like, come on this particular day. I feel like you have an urgent issue and I couldn't help you on phone on that day. I feel like we should meet and talk. And I was like, okay, yeah, I need to focus. I need to be in the right state. So I was like, okay, yeah, tell me which day I can come. I'll let you know. And then he's like, you can come at this particular time. I will finish with my client and then you can come in. So me, I went kawaida time and then I went in. And so, therapists, they have their own seat where you sit and then there's another seat where you have there. And so he had his own seat like here and then he had a sofa right there for us to sit on. The therapist doesn't sit where he normally sits. He welcomes me in and comes and sits on the same sofa with me. The same sofa. And I'm looking at him like, I am. Okay. And then I'm telling myself, okay.
Maybe he wants me to be easy.
Yeah, maybe he wants me to be comfortable, And then he comes in and tells me, I know you're wondering why I'm sitting here.
Of course, yes.
I just want you to listen. And I'm like, okay, so do you normally sit with your clients? And he's like, no. I sit normally on that end. And so to cut the story short because it's long, the guy started telling me, I realized you're lonely. I realized you're sad. And I would like to be your friend. I was like, okay. And so normally we're not allowed to be friends with our what is it called?
Clients?
Our clients. But I feel you're lonely.
These
and
are
you need-
special
you need
case.
you need someone to be there for you, and I can be that someone for you.
Dude, hungry.
Oh my gosh.
That guy is preying on
Oh
you.
my gosh. It didn't end up there. The guy started manipulating me, hypnotizing me, and then all of a sudden he started kissing me. Yes. And so I don't know whether I started defending myself by giving in to him because I don't want to fight it.
Ama
And
mentally
then-
you're not there. You think he's actually right, and that's the problem.
No,
with
I
people
didn't
in
think he was
charge.
right at
Okay.
all. Immediately I realized that he was preying on me because he started, and then I asked him, but you're not allowed to get with your clients. He said, I never get with my clients. In fact, you're like the second client I'm like, ooh, okay. So I started playing with his head because now I realize I'm in a fix.
Yeah.
If I try to look very defensive here, I don't know. I'm in a room that is already locked. I don't know what is going to happen.
So you have to play
so I was
along
like,
with
you know
you.
what? I'll play
I
around
know,
with
I
you.
know.
And I'm like, okay, so what about your wife? What if he ever finds out? He's like, oh, he would never find out. And it's like, even the other lady that I was with, she tried to come and tell my wife what happened, but I had already told my wife. Of course,
And then I manipulate the
of course,
situation. He's
did,
a psychologist.
He did, exactly. And so in my head, I'm like, I'm in my sober mind. I am realizing what is going on. What about a girl who is here? A young
Very
girl, because
innocent.
he's a doctor to such kind of girls.
Yeah.
And a girl who is here so desperate and realizes, she's really lonely, and this is a man who say now, I can be your friend. So I started playing around. I was like, oh, we can plan and, meet somewhere else. I don't think it's right to do it here in the office. Plus, I have to plan to go to my son. Things are not ending up nicely here. I'd rather go. And then he's like, okay, before you go, just hug me. I was like, Jesus, what do I do? Jesus.
You hug him?
Yeah, I hugged him. I was like, yeah, let me hug him. It's like, oh, we can just do it here. I'm like, no, let's make sure it's special. So now I'm not playing with his head. Let's make sure it's special. You call me tomorrow. We'll plan how it goes. He forces a kiss on me and he tries to start even there. I'm like, no, relax. Take it easy. Take it pole. Let's make sure that it goes well. And then he lets me go. He lets me go and I'm like, Jesus, what went on? I thought about calling him out, but yeah.
That's so sad, and this happens a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of times when people in charge actually start praying on people. It has happened to church girls with their pastors or padres or fathers with not fathers, or even fathers with their younger girls, and even padre fathers with those altar boys. And it is so sad. I'm so sorry.
It makes even therapy scary because at that moment I was like, I thought I was coming to this person
Get help.
to help me.
Because you trust people in authority. Like he was
and you have a
authority.
license, And I tried to even find a way to complain in the authority that governs the whole thingy. But I was told, it might never work. It might never work because at the end of the day, it's his word against mine.
That's a lot. So guys, I think from that, your take home is be very careful on who you open up to. These therapies, I mean, they're not always 100. They're humans. I'm not even excusing. I'm not excusing them, but please, just, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's so
another friend of mine was telling me that she was dealing with her husband dying. Her husband died, and then now she was left a widow. And then she was going through the whole thing and decided to go and get therapy. And then this therapist started
praying on her. But if you are a therapist and you do that, shame on you. I mean, do better. Yeah.
Anyway, moving away from that. So they
that was a lot.
Anyway, yeah.
Guys, do not be scared of therapies. Kuna therapist wazuri, but be careful. Just be situational awareness or things
and those
like
who are
those.
preying on people, please stop.
Love your own company. Because once you're too needy, these people take advantage of you. So every time you're baki, me, I cannot just be alone. So you'll keep dating the very wrong people for the sake of you to just be.
All you're doing is filling a void.
Exactly.
Nothing else. It's not because you're connected with this person, you just want someone around you. Yeah.
Even make your space a lovely space where you do not mind leaving your home. You're just happy to be home. Be happy to be home.
Find even a pet to love on.
I can give you my topic for a minute. Yeah, so true. Then you can share your stories with your girlies or your boyfriends. But also be very careful on who you talk with when you're low.
Yeah.
Because some of these people will take you into alcoholism, will take you into different kinds of addiction, just because you're lonely.
Yeah.
So you give people a chance.
Yeah.
I think the spirit of discernment. In as much as you're sharing with people like Wambie the experiences on how they broke up and how they are dealing with situations, you should also be very aware of who you're telling these things. Because mtaanza sherehe ile yenye you drink back to back because you do not want to deal with the reality, and that's a bad place to be.
That's also another way of dealing with the breakups.
Yeah.
Fall into an addiction.
Yes.
Fall into alcohol.
Yes.
Fall into
unakuwa tu a surviving depressed person.
Yeah, it's sad. There are people who have gone down that way.
I know.
Yeah, relationships can take a toll on you.
There are a lot.
They are a lot.
Because once you start a relationship, you're always like eager to see how things go, not the end. You're not always prepared for the end.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah, sure.
So now that you are also in business, what if one day you are chasing a deal and then you find out the person with the deal is your ex?
I go for the money. I don't care about who else. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like for me, most of these deals are like the CBK deal, whatnot. It is my ex who give me.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I need exes with brains. I'm chasing the money. I don't care about who you're shagging. That's your business.
Yeah.
But deals, you have a deal. Why not?
Yeah.
Give me the money.
Yeah.
Give me the business ideas. Let's talk business.
Yeah.
Like there's an ex of mine we broke up really well. You know why I broke up with him? Because he wasn't voting for Uhuru.
I don't know whether you were right because who was that they gave about? Who was that?
Not this time.
Oh, okay.
Not this time. For Kitambo. When it was Uhuru and Baba.
To see
We broke up. Ako like, what's happening? You are not voting for Uhuru. He laughs at me today.
Yeah.
Watu wa Uhuru. Watu wa the mountain. How's life?
And maybe that's very like Amy.
But we're friends.
I told you.
We laugh at it. Maybe. No, but we laugh about. I want such breakups. You know, those are easy breakups.
Yeah.
But in reality, Uhuru was just an excuse.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I felt like he's ignoring me and all that. So Uhuru will take the bullet.
Yeah. But are there also relationships where you feel like even before the breakup, you had already left?
Once a woman breaks up with you, anakuwa ameshatoka kitambo.
It's because I've evaluated. Unless when you put her off guard, you're like, you want us to break up.
Yeah.
But if it's me coming to you for the breakup,
I left. I'm already maybe starting something. Kuna place, kuna flourish.
Kuna mali nimeona potential nishapata replacement.
Kuna mjinga nimeona place ameandika that you see nimemuita mjinga. Oh, I'm becoming vile. Ati gari yezi enda bila spare tire.
Inaweza enda zinalanga. Siku hizi kuna tire tubeless. Ikiisha nini kuwekewa tu nini.
So to say lazima there's always someone there, but paka nimeona spare tires zake vile zinakaa, so it doesn't count.
Well, gari yezi enda bila spare tires. Lazima tukuwe na spare mahali.
But it doesn't count. Yake it doesn't count. I saw what he's spared it to him, so sips my cocoa.
But unajua spare tires are not supposed to hold you down. They're supposed to help you move to the next destination.
See, that's what he means.
Turn it.
That's what he means. Always be prepared to have someone on the side. Hii kisha unachukua hii until your next destination.
But at least
until
you must be able to take you to
security.
the next destination. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he means.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this spare tire itself must be able to take you to the next destination.
What yake cannot.
Kama yake haiwezi kupeleka the next destination.
Nile spare tire bado imewekwa viraka, so
So haikusaidii. It's not helping.
that's my point. Spare tire zake zote.
And then shangwe.
Ajai. Anywho guys.
Yeah.
Dear exes, be good to people. And the other thing, I think people should stop bad mouthing exes. Once imeisha. Stop making people think the other person was
But
the
how is
worst.
my drink going to be sweet if you're not going to badmouth? I want to be able to like.
There's that. But it is so wrong. Like me in my case, unaanza kuongea mabaya. Oh, she did. Was she so bad? Siwachane na yeye ubaya. Yeye mbaya, siwachane na yeye. Why do you still keep talking about her? Why?
But also, talking about them is a way of healing.
There's that.
Yeah.
But not, okay, me and you, we can gossip and do all that, but not to social media.
No.
Not going on X and a post, oh, alinifanyia, niko tu like.
That's better now. This is you seeking for attention. You going out crying.
And trying to validate your shenanigans. And the problem with life is once you go to sleep, you always know the truth. After the world ikiku applaud aje, you always know the truth of the matter. So, anyway.
By the way, whenever I break up with someone and they feel the need to go and tell people what happened, and these people try to come back to me to get my side of the story, I don't. For what?
Alisema hivyo
you
sawa.
have listened to him. That's what it is.
Hata nikwambia story yangu,
I said me and him know the truth, unless they have to stand in the court of law and be like, I swear that I am never defending myself or anything. Unless it's my friend, because my friend will be like, hey, that's it.
Exactly.
But some
randoms
just that I'm like, okay, how do you feel about exes who break up their relationships with people, with mutual friends that you have had, because the mutual friends decide to remain friends with you? I have an ex that I broke up with, and I'd already become family with some of his other friends. Yeah, and so we remain friends regardless of us having a breakup. And it's not friends like we have seen each other. It was friends, your family and our family has become friends, and we still can have luncheons together, dinners together. We can share ideas together. We can travel together because that's what we have always done. And so this guy decided to end the relationship with this other guy.
His friends.
With his friends. His friends! They're not my friends.
I think for me, it's whatever that works for him. Like, do whatever you can as long for your mental health. If those people you feel will bring bad vibes or will keep reminding you of the ex that you really want to get away from or get over with, it's fine. Because by the time you're doing that, you have a really good reason. Maybe Nabaki, they'll keep reminding me of this person.
No, but this is not what happened. He tried to make these friends stop being friends with me.
I
gave them an ultimatum that we cannot be friends if you're friends with this person.
I think then it's there.
And then it's not one person, it's several other persons. So that means that you want to make sure that whatever ties we had, once we are done, I'm also done with everything.
But there are people who do that a lot, even trying to manipulate even your employees and everyone else, anyone around you, so that you do not get a community to lean on or anything. There are people who do that. But I think they are weak people. If you have to really turn everyone against someone, it is wrong.
Yeah, that's really bad. So it means that if, for example, you are in a relationship with someone and then you break up with them, that means that my relationship with them has kaput, finished.
It depends now.
Would you want that?
It depends on my situation. Like right now, I meet you hanging out with the baby daddy, I'd really question your loyalty. That's my point. In as much as you had already met, in situations that you had already met, being friends and all that, I'd really question your loyalty. Especially knowing the truth of the matter, I'd really question that. So it really depends on the dynamics of the friendships, and who had who, and actually the dynamics of the friendship. Because I'd be like, I need your loyalty here.
It's true. It depends on the dynamics. It's true. It can be that you came out of an abusive relationship and everything, and then here I am still nikwambia
hizo ni zenyu, mimi siko. But
there are some breakups which are like, Njoki, those are your issues. We still have
we have those. We
have
a
common interest.
That's what that are broken up with, that are still
you know, tunafanya biashara na tunafanya nini.
Exactly.
Now decided to umekosana, now I closed all the deals we have with him.
Not even deal, just basic friendships. Go to like they didn't your issues and mine as to affect like that. But in these other aspects, I mean, you have to choose a side.
I agree. Totally. What do you want to say to your exes? Do you want to give them a message?
Exes, skizeni up. No, anyway, to all men that I've had, I'm happy for the good times. We definitely had a good time. If you had me, you definitely had a good time. And clap for yourself for having me, because I really am experiential. I am the experience. I am the girl that you never stop talking about. I am the girl you don't forget about. I am the girl who is the girl. I am the girl who is a big deal.
the learnings that I've taken from them, from their careers. I've dated lawyers, I've dated doctors, I've dated geologists, I've dated scientists, and all these people bring different perspectives, you know. They give me different knowledges. I didn't go to university, I didn't study any of those things. So, but when you sit with them, you pick this and that. And also, I've tried different foods from different cultures. So, I must say that mine with my exes has been really very experiential, has been a learning journey. And I think it has made me where I am when it comes to now choosing relationships. I kind of like know what I like and what I'm drawn to, because I'm like, I like that, I like some bits of that. And they have helped me curate the best man for me. Because I've experienced,
you know what not to pick, what to pick.
I'm like, from that I like that, and then from that I like that, and then from that I like that, and then so there's never regret. Even the ones that I've had a really bad falling out, I am so sorry for them, because they're the ones who chose to go that direction, not me. I always prefer to like have a mutual ground where like, you know, I remember I need this done, and I remember this person can have it done. I'm like, yo, see, you help me out with this thing. Yeah, so I would rather be in that position. But because I chose to go in the other way, I'm like, cool, I'm not gonna force it. But yeah, I'm very grateful to my exes for giving me the experiences that I've had so far. That's it. No hate, just love. Continue being you. That's it.
I think now, guys, you see what we talk about. That's the difference between picking bottom of the barrel and picking people who are doing better for themselves. And no, for real, like once you pick a men who are really doing better for themselves, in as much as you break up, you live with a better experience.
Yes.
You've had scientists, you've had then wewe uko hapo dating Joroge down the road. Come out down the road, someone who is not doing good for themselves, even if it's a carpenter, you'll experience carpentry, you'll learn something.
You learn things.
Date men with a vision, because they'll challenge you. They'll challenge you. Guys,
stop
Joroge down the road.
Stop getting the who's in the society. You're like, hey, Subaru boy.
You guys, you see the difference? That's the difference. You'll never forget me, because I was the girl. She's like, I'll not forget you. Guys, she picked good experiences. So your exes, girls, pick good exes.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, again, like kawaida, hit our comment sections. Tell me, what are some of the experiences you've had with your exes? What are the bitter breakups that you've had? What are the relationships that you've kept maintaining and being friends with your exes, and how do you navigate that? Talk with us on the comment section. Again, thank you for watching, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wild Woman Escapades. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Where else are we on?
On X. Oh, you said.
Oh, Twitter, X. Well,
X.
Anyway, X. Follow us. Dear X, follow us on X. Yeah, mtatuongezea followers huko. Yeah, and hit the subscribe button and the notification button, so you are notified every time our next episode airs. And yeah,
that's it.
Until the
next time.
Adios.
Bye bye. Cheers.